Well, good morning. It's time for another book review. Got my coffee, got my book, and we're going to talk about it. So, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. So, today's book, we're talking more about the Witcher book series, specifically the book Time of Contempt. So, this is book 2 of the Witcher series, and it is a fun, action-packed, high adventure, just enjoyable, lovable book all around. Of course, we are continuing the adventures of Princess Cirilla and the Witcher Geralt of Rivia, along with the whole Wizards Conclave and all that kind of stuff. So we're dealing with this group of few different groups. We've got the Wizards Conclave, we got the different kingdoms, Nilfgaard specifically, which seems to pose the biggest threat to all the nations around it. We've got the Scoia'tael, I think it's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, definitely let me know in the comments below if you've read this book series. But they're no translated essentially means the squirrels. And they're like this band of outlaws that is at war with humans, and they will attack and kill any humans that they come across. And they basically become this outlaw terrorist group. And so armies are gathering to basically go to war with the squirrels. And in the middle of it all, there's Ciri, Princess Cirilla. She is kind of caught in the middle of it. She's been separated from Geralt. She's been separated from Yennefer the sorceress. She has barely escaped with her life, and she finds herself on the run for her life, just trying to basically not die. She is becoming to realize that she has power herself, that she has the ability to use magic herself, but how far that'll take her, and she's basically forced into this position where she has to learn on her own. In the meanwhile, the entire world's erupting into chaos, and essentially the time of contempt, where everybody has contempt or hatred for everybody else around them. So this is just action-packed from start to finish, and I'm just really enjoying this particular book. One of the things that I liked about this is we learn more about Ciri and her backstory of her parents and how they ended up being together, what happened there, how that happened. So it's just kind of really awesome on how we kind of go back to that as far as Ciri's parentage and heritage goes, and how she is, spoiler alert, pause right here if you don't want to hear more. Now, she is literally the blood of elves, so she has that heritage within her family line and her history. And that's part of why she's basically a prophet, where she has these visions of things that are going to happen, and why she plays such a pivotal and key role in the future of this world that has been created in the whole Witcher book series. One of the things I'm really enjoying about Andrzej Sapowski's writing style here is when it comes to writing sex scenes, it's not graphic or explicit. It's a lot more subtle and just kind of leaves you with knowing what's going on, with just enough to really strongly suggest or tell you this is what's happening without getting into graphic or explicit details. And I personally really like that. I like the subtlety more than graphic explicitness when it comes to writing sex scenes within a book or any storyline. I think it serves better. It serves to fuel your imagination better as to what could be happening. And the language used to describe these scenes, I find, is best way to put it is poetic. It's definitely a more poetic style of writing behind how the two characters involved are expressing themselves in that moment of love and lust. And I think that that is a much more effective way to write. I like how that is done and portrayed. Whereas some writers, they're just out there and they explain every explicit detail of the scene. And I just think we don't need this as a reader. We get it. They're having sex. Woo! Right? But having that more kind of subtle poetic language behind what's going on, I think, for me at least, I think it makes for better writing. Makes for a more enjoyable read, and a good author can tell you what to imagine without going into great detail about what you're supposed to be reading. And I think that that is really well done in this. And just overall, loving this book, loving the whole Witcher series. It is well worth the read, especially if you're a fantasy fan. Pick it up, check it out. Got a whole playlist on Andrzej Sapowski on this channel, so check out that playlist. And those are just some of my thoughts specifically on Time of Contempt. And overall, I think it's good, action-packed. The ending is just full of action, suspense, and just really, really good. Really liked it. And of course, I'm going to be continuing the Witcher series into March. We'll go, or into April, I guess. We'll have one more Witcher book coming up, and then we'll take a break from the Witcher for a little bit before diving back into more Witcher. So don't forget to stay tuned, like it, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time on the next episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Until then, keep on reading. Bye.